Welcome back, guys, to this week's exciting episode of Around the Loop. Got the blessing and opportunity today to have my second music artist for this series, for the segment here. And coming all the way from San Marcos, we got Lil Tito on the mic today. So let's give him a warm, welcome, a round of applause for being on the show. Thank you so much for being on today's show of Around the Loop. And let's introduce yourself to the world.
Thank you, man, for having me on the Around the Loop episode. This means a lot. I just finally the opportunity to tell people who the real Lil Tito is and behind this music stuff, get to know me as a person, get to know me more than deeper than just the music, just a deeper inside of my life, deeper inside of just to get to know me, who I am as a person. Thank you, man, for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. So you guys, stay tuned for the rest of the episode. At the end, you're gonna get here a snippet of his upcoming EP that he's releasing this month. I believe this month, right? Correct? Yep. Yes? Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure because I could be wrong and I don't mind being corrected. It's no problem. So, like you already introduced yourself to the world. All right, but let's talk about your profession. Let's talk about what you do for a living or, what you do as your profession. Let's let the world know.
Okay. I'm Lil Tito. I've been making music since 7th grade, around 15, 16 years old. And, I've been progressing as an artist and progressing as a person. I started making music at a young age, at an age where people, are still doing, little kid stuff, still growing up. I'm making music at this certain age when people didn't think it was cool. People didn't think it was, people are nervous to step out their comfort zone and do something like this, I'm in middle school making music, like the people know me around the school for making music. And it's like, there's going to be haters. There's going to be people who just support you.
Of course.
But, it's been good so far, man. Like, I love making music, and it's deeper than music. It's deeper than, like, a lot of people are in this for, like, the money. Mm-hmm. They're in it for, like, clout, all this stuff that comes with being a rapper you see on social media. But it's, like, it's deeper than that. I'm not here for any of that. And I'm here to tell my story. And I tell my story through a microphone. Really, every song you hear about me, it has a story. Whether, like, it could be something small. It could be something what I'm going through. It could be anything. I tell my story through a microphone. And it's just my way of progressing as a person, being better for myself and being better just in general.
No, and then see that's awesome, and I'm really appreciative that you can share that with the world and open yourself up to the world like that because a lot of folks don't know how to express themselves and a lot of people try to find a connection, whether it's music, storytelling, and you're doing both at the same time, storytelling and music at the same time, which is phenomenal. And it's a blessing to do that because a lot of folks try to gravitate and try to connect with something. A lot of people are going through a lot of rough times or maybe they're going through good times. So there's songs that they, genuinely connect with that and that, you're going off of emotion and stories, real life stories. Like that shows the world like, hey guys, like, he's a real person. He's a real person and he's genuine too. So no, that's awesome. That's how you do it with the world and how you express yourself, man. That's a blessing. It really is.
Yeah, man. It's like, I don't know. I find myself, it's hard for me to express what I'm feeling to like, a lot of people go through that, it's hard to find out what you're feeling and why you're feeling it. It's like, for me, I try to tell my story, making a song. It could be like something I'm going through. It could be something small, something that annoys me. It's like, I just really try to let everything out on a song. And it's like, I don't know, maybe people can relate to it. People will like the song, It's deeper than just really like them punching in a mic. Like it's really telling a story, and it's like I feel like a lot of people can relate to that because music nowadays you hear it's like talking about like drugs, this and that, and it's like, bro, there's more to talk about than that. Like it's really like it's crazy, man. Like
I definitely feel you on that. It's like if you you mentioned folks talking about drugs and stuff. Like there are a lot of artists have been. They're big promoters of that, and I'm not gonna name who, but we know who, and they're big famous for that. But a lot of them even confess that they're not even doing it themselves.
Exactly.
And it's just like it is. It's part of the show. It's part of the business. But it's also dangerous because folks are relating to that, so they're trying to connect and think, oh, if I sip on this, or I pop that, or I smoke this, like, or I whip that, like I'm gonna be in tune with that.
Yeah, exactly, man. It's like
your music, you don't gotta do that, which is a blessing. And that's awesome, man.
And that's the thing about me. Like, I personally, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Like, I really just, I don't know. I like to enjoy what I'm feeling. It's like, I don't know. That's what makes me me. You know, like if I'm going through like a sad time, you know, I can be sad. Like I'll be happy again, but it's like I'm feeling all these emotions, and it's like, you know what, like I can always do something to improve it. I don't gotta pop pills. I don't have to smoke. I don't have to do none of this, bro. I just, you know, it'll always, like, at the end of the day, everything will fix itself, man. Like, in reality, like, you know, all these emotions, everything, they're temporary, man. It's like stuff can change really quick. Like,
true,
everything can change really quick, blink of an eye, and it's like, I don't know. It's not worth it to do all this stuff just to kill the pain. It's not.
No, because that, honestly, like you said, you know, it's really easy to get addicted to it and drown yourself and consume yourself into that darkness, into getting addicted to pills, drinking, and all that. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'll tell the world, and I'm very honest and transparent with it too. Like, I did that too to try to relieve my pain and my stress. I would drink myself. I would try to take my medication for my tailbone just so I could, you know, not have to be there. I can just zone out and not worry about shit that was coming at me or people yelling at me and shit. Like,
yeah.
But that's not a way to handle yourself, and it only gets you into a deeper and darker hole. So, you know, and the way that you can manage that, that's great. And like you said, you don't have to take anything to amplify those emotions. You know, if you can work with it like that, that's a way to start.
Yeah,
I agree with that. So, you know, I wanted to ask, where did the artist name Lil Tito come from? Like, that's honestly, I'm just curious.
It's a pretty, like, not crazy story, but
go for it.
I guess. All right, so my family, I have a nickname. My real name is Roberto, and you know, my family, they call me Robertito, and you know, like, that's been a name that I've been called by my aunts, my cousin, you know. And once my little brother, he grew up, he wasn't able to say the full name, so he's like, you know, like, Tito, you know. That just stuck with me for, like, that's been my nickname to this day. That's what my homies call me. That's what my families call me. That's what, you know, a lot of people call me by that. A lot of people don't call me by my real name. It's rare when people call me by my real name.
I feel like
it's almost like weird when someone calls me by my real name, because it's like
a government name.
Yeah, like, it's a government name. Like, people, I don't know. I guess whoever really knows me by Tito. Like,
yeah, and that's
really,
a blessing,
like,
right there.
Because I don't let a lot of people into my circle. You know, it's like, I like to keep myself surrounded by the people who really been there for me, and who I would be there for. It's like, I like to keep my energy good, and I can't surround myself with people who don't want the same for themselves.
It's true, and that's 100%, because it's easy to surround yourself with folks that, you know, you'll have folks sometimes that'll be around you, man, and they'll be super supportive and all about it and whoop-de-whoop, but the moment you start really fucking taking off to the sky, they're gonna expect money, they're gonna expect shit out of you, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, that's why I don't like. That's what I'm saying. Like, when this whole music stuff is deeper than that, bro. It's like, people see it as like a money goal, like like, I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna get all these cars, I'm gonna get all these girls, I'm gonna do all this drugs. But it's like, dude, it's deeper than that. Like, I don't know, I haven't experienced it yet, and like, you know, because I'm barely still growing as an artist. But it's like, you can see it, bro. Like, a lot of people change up for the money. Like, that's a fact. Like, they see $1 coming, they see you going up, and they start acting some certain type of way. They're like, oh, like, you know, and these are the same people who weren't with you when you're, like, at the bottom, you know? Like, they're expecting something out of you, like, oh, you know, like, I knew about you, but I didn't like your music. It's like, bro, like, you know? Yeah.
It's like, it is what it is, but it's like, you can't surround yourself with people who want something in exchange when they had nothing for you when you were still coming up.
Exactly.
And that's how it is right now. It's like, you know, here and there I'll get people, like, tell me, you know, like, quit music, this and that. And it's like, sometimes it gets to me, you know. It's like, damn, like, you know, maybe they're right, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not making music for them.
No.
I'm
No, you're
making
not.
music for myself.
And that's how it should be.
I'm making music because I like it. I like to make this sound, and I'm gonna make it. And it's like when people tell me like, "Oh, bro, like, you know, like that shit's ass," like this, and that. And I'm like, dude, like I get it. Like that's your opinion. I don't know what you listen to. I don't know what you like.
True.
I don't know. It's like I make music what I listen to. I'm it's I make music I like to make.
Yes.
I make music that I will listen to. I will listen to like I'll admit it. I listen to my music like my unreleased like damn near every day.
I do the same thing with my podcast, bro. I'm
exactly
#1 fan. You gotta be. You gotta be supportive of yourself.
I go back to my old music. I'm like damn, like I for real have been growing as an artist. I might not see it in the moment, but I'm like damn, bro. Like back then I used to do something like this a certain way, and I do it completely different now. I make music a whole different way. I do majority of my music nowadays. I make it at home. I make it like every song I've made is in the last 2 years has either been at home or at Balance's house, and like that's how it's been. Like I used to go to studios. I used to pay for studio session. I used to feel like I was in a rush making music because I used to go to the studio, and at that time when like I said in middle school, my parents would pay for my studio sessions, and it's like, studio sessions get pricey, like $50 an hour, but it's like when I used to go to the studio, I used to go for 2 hours,
which
so I can knock out a song, and it's like, I don't, we might be going through like a tough time where like, we don't have money for like the studio sessions, and I'm like, I understand, bro. Like no one, like not a lot of people have $100 to just like put into something that like that doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. And it's like this music, it takes a lot of sacrifice, man. Like it does. It's like the things that you will have to decide for yourself, for the people around you. It's like, dude, I stopped talking to people because like they moved weird, because like they generally don't want to see me like
be happy,
like progress as a person. It's like I can't have that around me. Like
no, you can't.
It really like my whole creative process now, it's like completely different to how it was when I was 16, 15. I used to write my songs when it used to take me like a couple of days to write one song just to knock it, like just to be on a timestamp.
Yeah.
I used to go to the studio for 2 hours.
Okay.
I would write a song and try to knock it out in that 2 hours, and I feel rushed because it's like, oh, I'm not liking how it sounds, but it's like, oh, I already paid for the studio session, so I have to record it. Like,
you're obligated to finish it and get it done. So I get that. It'll make you rush, and
exactly.
It'll make you mess up too.
And
I wasn't happy about that.
And that's what I didn't like about studio sessions. That's the main reason why I only record at home now. It's like I hate going to studio sessions where I'm on a timestamp, and if I don't like how it sounds, who knows when I'll come back to finish that song.
That's true.
Who knows when I'll come back, like, what if my vibe's not the same when I go record it again? It's like, it's a lot of stuff that goes into like just stuff like that. Like I make every song at home. I do it by myself. I learned how to record my own music at home, watching YouTube videos, like the help of my friends, Balance, like everyone, bro. Like
hell yeah.
I learned how to do this like around with the people around me who love doing the things that we like to do, not because I thought it was cool. I like making music, man. It's not all for like I guess the grand prize at the end. I never looked at it like that. Like all this, like time will tell, when all that stuff will come. When it comes, if it comes, it is what it is. Like, but I'm not focused on that. I make music generally because I like to, and because I can tell my story on every song, just something new for people to listen to, and hopefully they can relate to.
So so for the world to get to know you, like, how would you describe yourself to the world, to the folks in the audience around the loop? Like, how, because it sounds like you're self-driven, focused, like, but I want you to describe it because that's what makes it genuine. That's
the thing. I don't know how to describe myself, if I'm gonna be honest, because it's like I go through like I can be different sometimes. Like sometimes. Like, let me give like an example. Let's say, like I said, like maybe it could just be like the little things, man. Like literally, like I don't know, like I've progressed as a person. Like the little things, like things to what I used to do, what I do now. It's like what my goals are now to compare to what they were.
Yeah.
It's like I want to succeed. That's what it is. Like I want to do it because I generally like to do it.
Yes, sir.
I don't like being told what to do because these people think that's like the best for me, but it's like, is it really? Like you're just telling me your opinion because like I don't know, like I like to make the majority of my decisions. Like I like to hear people's opinions, intakes, and everything, but it's
Yes.
like I can't let it affect me and everything like that to get where I am and like as an artist and everything. So
No, I totally understand it, and I get where you want to be your own boss because you should be able to be in control of how you do certain things and what you want to do, and I totally understand that from that perspective because like yeah, I wouldn't want somebody to dictate how I do my podcast anymore or what I'm allowed to say or whoop de woo like
yeah, exactly.
no, you want to have your own free will on that.
Around the Loop, episode 26, introducing our next special guest, Free.
What?
I got that shit rolling right now.
Oh yeah, you have it rolling?
That is fucking great.
Oh, keep that, bro.
No, that's gonna stay in. That's actually great.
That's
I
what
love that. That'll be the next one.
See my text, Johnny? Yeah, I saw it. Talk about too.
So like as we take it back and let the audience know, like let's roll back into like when you were a child. Let's talk about your childhood days and stuff like that. Like, what did you want to be when you were a kid? Was there something you wanted to be? Because everybody wants to be something. What was your goal? What did you want to be?
If I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I've always seen myself making music in some certain type of way. Because when I have pictures of me growing up where my dad, he bought me like a drum set, like an accordion, like something always music related.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, my family, my uncle, he's like, he used to be like a musician, and my brother, like, he's an artist as well. Like, I've always been surrounded by music. I've always grown up with music, and it's like, I feel like that's why I do it for the reason I do it. I don't do it for the money, just because it goes way back than what I guess like people nowadays do it for.
Mm-hmm.
I've always grown up with music, and it's always like, I feel like it's always been like what I wanted to do. That's why like I generally don't know what I want to do other than music. I make music because that's what I like. That's what I feel like. I feel passionate about making music,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like that's what I want to do. Music. That's really what I want to do.
No, and see that I'm glad you're very passionate about that. You're very passionate about your craft because that just shows the world like, some folks are passionate. Some are just there for the money. Some are there just for the quick get out of the hood or get out of this or try to make it rich. I'm on my house. Like, I get that, but that you're generally like dedicated to your craft and you're very passionate about it. So like, for your childhood as your upbringing, like, did it really? Because you say you come from a family of music artists. So like, how was your childhood? Was it like, some people have a rough one, some have an easy coming, some are, it's everybody has a story.
But
So what's your story about your childhood, your upcoming for that?
Let's say growing up, living in like my family, we come from like the struggle.
Mm-hmm.
We come from where like like time gets rough where we don't have money for rent. It's like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Like, a lot of people hate to accept the fact, but it's like, people go through tough times, man.
Hell
like,
yeah.
My whole life I've grown up in like the hood. I'm not gonna lie, like I've grown up in the street of Smilax in San Marcos, and that, like, if people know what that is, like, it's just a tough neighborhood that,
Yeah.
it's a lot of stuff going on there, and growing up there and staying out of like all that trouble,
Yeah.
it's hard. It was definitely easy for me to involve myself with stuff like that, but
Oh, most definitely. Most
like,
definitely. We can definitely relate to that. That's
I
for
tried,
sure.
I stay out the way. I stay to myself. I stay, I only keep certain people in my circle because I generally fuck with them, bro.
Mhm.
Like, it's always been like that with me. I never like to give a lot of people the opportunity to like get into my circle because I don't know how they are. I don't know. I'm with the people because I trust them.
Yeah.
I'm with people. I fuck with people who I fuck with for
Mhm.
the reasons I do, and it's like it takes it back to like the childhood, man. Like
Yeah.
I've always, growing up, like I said, like when I started making music, when I made music, I surrounded myself with older people older than me. You know, my parents used to be like, you know, like why don't you hang out with your friends, like the people who your age, you know, things you should be doing.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't like. It was hard for them to understand because me and my friends, we have completely different goals. You know, like I want to make music, they want to do something else. You know. And that's the thing. If I want to make things work, I have to surround myself with people who have the same goals as me.
Exactly.
And it's like, I hate saying it, but it's like sometimes I have to like step away from like a bunch of stuff that I don't want to surround myself with. You know, like
yeah.
if I want to make music, I'm gonna surround myself with people who make music and love doing it. You know, I have like an amazing like friend group that we make music. You know, it comes to like, you know, the homie Balance, Kelkin, you know, Beam, Tone, you know, like just JSK, bro, like just some kids. Like this shit's crazy, bro. Like I surround myself with people who genuinely love to do this, and I think we're all gonna make it, bro. Like we all have our own sound, we all have our own story to tell, and it's like we're all doing our own way, and we support each other. That's at the end of the day, we always support each other, you know. That's what I like about it. Like, we're all growing, and we're all growing together.
I see. So, like, you know, for your personal life, as growing up as a kid, did your hobbies change? Like things you liked when you were a kid to now?
Yeah.
So, what were some things like as a kid that you know your hobbies were versus now?
So growing up as a kid, I used to play soccer a lot.
Okay.
I used to be in a couple sports teams. I used to, you know, play indoor soccer. I used to, you know, my parents would definitely involve me into sports, you know, like going to school events, this and that, participating in just like sports.
Nice.
And I guess over the time it outgrew me just because like I said, I don't know. I wasn't like, to be honest, I like soccer, but it's not to the point where I want to like play it all the time. It's like, you know, I'll see it. I'll play here and there, but it's like, I don't know. It felt like forced on me at that, like at some points where it's like, oh, you know, like do something that you like. And it's like, at the end of the day, I didn't really like it, you know? I played it just cause like something to do, you know? Cause I was still young, man. I was like 13, 12 when I was enlisted in a bunch of soccer teams, you know? I was enlisted with my friends and everything, so we'd go play games, we'd practice, everything, this and that.
Nice.
And like, don't get me wrong, nowadays I still play soccer with my homies, you know, we go to the park, we like to the homie's house, everything, we still play, but I guess like I'm just not really involved with, I guess, that anymore. I'm just primarily focused on like making music at this point, and you know, just there's new stuff to come up in life, you know.
No, that's true, man.
I'm growing up, you know.
So true.
I just turned 18, so it's like,
oh wow,
I'm an adult now, so it's like I don't have the same interests I did before, and it's always gonna change. You know, maybe something I like now I won't like in a week, in a year or something.
No,
like,
true, and it
always
changes. It does, and it's been said out there that you know the human brain, the male brain doesn't fully develop until you're 25. So you're experimenting through a lot until you get to 25. There's a lot of changes in your life that can happen, man.
Yep.
And you know, as long as you're already your head focused at such a young age, which is very impressive, because not a lot of folks your age are ready to, you know, chase their dreams, ready to buckle down and actually get to the nitty gritty and do whatever it takes to get there, or you know, overcome any obstacle. And so
and that's what a lot of people they see an obstacle and they instantly stop.
Yeah.
It's like you have to find the way to go around it and build from it. That's how I see things. Like,
yes, sir.
Something comes up, I always, you know, I try to build from it and be better from it. It's like people give up when they see something small. They don't see stuff changing, but it's like maybe it's something what you have to do to change so you can see an improvement. Maybe you're not doing things right. Maybe you're not, you know, there's sometimes you see no progression, but it's like, I don't know, what could you do different to fix things, make stuff look better. Like that's what I do. When people tell me like feedback, I drop music. They can tell me it's either ass, they can tell me it's good, and it's like I never get butthurt about it. I get look at it, I'm like, damn, like, you know, maybe I can fix this. Maybe I can try to do something else. I always like to expand my sound. I always like to try new things. That's at the end of the day, I'd like to try new things.
You know, so my question to you, because you say like some folks will say it's ass, like, but have you ever actually asked them like, okay, so what is it about the song that's
the
ass?
thing,
like,
like,
what is it? Is it the beat?
Yeah,
Is it my intro? Is it the way I you know, is the flow? What is it? Because there has to be, you can't just say it's ass. There has to, you got to break it down.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like, okay, there's been times where I'm like, all right, like, what's ass about it? Like, tell me, like. And they're like, oh, like, you know, maybe it's too much auto-tune, this and this and that.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, like, but, like, why don't you get in the studio and make a song?
Yeah.
Like, when they would tell me these things, that like, too much auto-tune, that's like 15 when I'm barely making music. I don't know how to control I don't know how to control the auto-tune. I don't know how to, like.
Blame you on that, man.
I don't know how to use my voice. Like,
you're still learning how to discover yourself.
And it's like,
oh, yeah, let me fix it up like T-Pain. I got you. 1 second.
Yeah, like, there's so much behind how to make a song and the process of it that people don't understand and they think it's easy. Because it's not. Like,
that rolls into
not.
like myths and misconceptions about your job. Because some people think, like you said, it's easy. So now that you're talking about that, it's not. Okay.
It's not. It's not easy to. Not a normal person can go in the studio.
Okay.
And make a song how they can probably make a song, but it won't like sound how they think it will. Like, cause it's hard. It's not like. For someone who's been making music, like maybe a lot of people can relate, you know, like sometimes I still have trouble making a song, but that's just because I want to try something new. You know. Yeah. But someone like a normal person, like who has no involvement with music, it's gonna be hard for them to make a song. You know, it'll take them hours. It'll take them a lot of stuff. You know, it'll take people to write for them, and it's like that's the thing. A lot of my music, most of my music, I've written myself. And like I said, sometimes it takes me long, sometimes it takes me like quick. It just depends. It really just depends.
So, you know, like, and I yeah, see, that's, when you put it like that, man, it's a good. So as we get a chance to like, you know, get to know more about you, like, was there any other music artist that inspired you for your music, your craft, like besides your family? Was there any other artists out there that you know, gave you that inspiration?
Not like my older brother. He goes by Suave. He's the one who really inspired me to get into this music, like really start doing it, because he makes music. He used to take me to the studio. I used to see the process of making a song. He's on my first song, like him and like the homie Cash. We went to the studio, you know, I made this hook. And like, you know, it's my first song. It might not be the best. It's definitely not my best to this day. Like, it's my first song. So he was definitely like a big inspiration of starting music. Like, definitely, like if I could keep saying it all day, he's the one that inspired me to do it. Like, really.
That's pretty cool. Because I wasn't expecting that. I was like, oh, maybe there was another like music art. But that's honestly, I love hearing that, because it's like, that just shows that your family was really your base foundation of who you are today, which is fucking phenomenal, man. And that's a great connection that a lot of folks out there want to hear too. And so, you know, I wanted to ask, like, as we're talking more about you and getting to know you, which is, you know, I really do appreciate it. I want to ask, because you know, my question sometimes for our artists, like, the journey behind certain albums or even certain songs. So let's talk about, what was the journey behind your album, Lil Tito, the one that you just recently released? How was your journey behind it? Like, I know it's a big question, man. It's a lot. But it's all right. Go ahead.
To be honest, the reason why I named it self-titled Tito is because there's so many different like vibes on there. There's like, you know, I have this one song on there called Memories, and I called it Memories because it was like I was going through a breakup at that time. I was, you know, like what a normal person would feel like during a breakup, you know, like, damn, like just like that, my happiness gone, you know. And it's like there's a lot of songs on there, like I have like this other song called Love Me Now on there, and it's like, I don't know, it just feels, sometimes it feels like you're alone, you know, like, damn, like, fuck, like people going through some shit, and you're like, damn, just love me now. Like, don't love me when I'm up. Don't love me when things change for you. Don't
Yeah.
love me when I want you to love me for who I am and what I am now. And you know, if just stick around from the ground up, that's what you need around you. You should need to surround yourself with people who want to be around you for what you were and not what you're going to be. Like, really, just like that.
I see. I see. No, and I appreciate that because that's very, very genuine. You know, and that's very raw right there. Because yeah, it doesn't get any more genuine than that. So I also wanted to talk about your latest collab that you did with Kelkin. All Odds Against Us. How was that? You know, how was the journey with that?
That EP we made was quick. We cooked those songs up really quick.
Really?
Yeah, we made those songs, I kid you not, in less than a month.
Oh shit.
And it's like one day it was random. Like one day, I believe one of us dropped a song, and I was like, "Damn, bro, like that's hard. Like let's lock in so we can make a couple songs for people to like, you know." Because before this, Kelkin, you know, he's a producer, he's an artist, he's literally everything. So
Oh, nice.
he's produced like couple of my songs,
Oh,
produced
shit.
like a lot of the homies songs. So
Oh, that's
you
badass.
know, so for him, we finally locked in. We locked in for a tape, and we actually do have like the part 2 of it on the way. Where we know
Ooh, okay. There we go.
we're starting to get back into it and start working on it. Because
It's a good duo.
the All Odds Against Us, I believe it's 6 songs. Yeah, 6 songs, and they're pretty quick. Each song is different. He produced half of it, and half of it was like beats that we just found.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, Kelkin, he's really like talented, bro. Like for real.
Yeah,
he
looking forward
produces.
to meeting him and doing the interview with him
Yeah,
as
bro.
well.
Like, you know, Kelkin, it's crazy, man. His creative process is fast and it's different, man. Like
Nice.
it is like he makes beats like on the spot, right in front of you, like 5 minutes type thing.
It's crazy because we were just chit chatting behind the scenes, and he was actually talking about wanting to make a beat for the episode. And I was
Exactly.
like,
Yeah, I'm telling
I
you,
was
bro.
like, all right. And then I just realized he's still at Disney, so he's got like 2 days to get. Like, I know he's gonna make it happen.
He'll
That's
make a beat
crazy.
in front of you. Like he's done that to me. Like
I gotta see this magic, man.
When we went over to record the EP, because most of the EP was recorded like at each other's houses.
Okay.
And we would send it over, but we did make this one song on the EP called "Feeling Myself" at his house. We recorded everything on there, and we made a completely different like beat for a song that we're working on like on the spot, and he made it in like less than 10 minutes. We were listening to music and we're like, oh, like, you know, I like how this sounds. So he's like, you know what, like let me make that beat, you know, like let me make a beat like that so we can make something to it. He made it in less than 10 minutes. He made it like how we wanted to sound and everything. And it's crazy because, you know, not a lot of people know how to produce. I don't know how to produce, you know, like it's not easy. You can't just go play a piano. You can't just put some drums in. Like it's harder than it's more steps than what people think it is. And for him to be able to do it and do it by himself and make music by himself, you know, he's a really talented artist. And for us, we both collaborated for this tape. We called it All Odds Against Us because there's different sounds on there.
There is. There definitely is.
Sounds that people wouldn't expect from both of us. And it's like, that's why we called it All Odds Against Us, because a lot of people don't expect that from us. They didn't expect the EP from both of us because we make 2 completely different sounds. Kelkin, like I make, I guess, like more melodic, more like chill type of songs. I barely have any rage songs just because like that's not the type of music I listen to, type thing. And Kelkin, he makes a lot of rage songs. He it's a variety. He does a lot of different stuff.
It's very unique, honestly.
We collaborated and we did a bunch of, you know, I hopped on some beats that he would generally make and let's work on, and he hopped on beats that I would use. So it's like we just came together and made something like completely different, new, you know, different sounds on different beats and different. It was fun, man. Like that's why we decided to do a part 2, because it's like we liked how the first one came out, and we were just planning on doing the second one. We're just still working on it right now.
No, that's great.
But it's definitely coming. That's for sure.
That's awesome, man. And it honestly, genuinely sounds like you guys have a great friendship.
Yeah, bro. I would say
nice to hear.
Yeah, because like I said, like I knew Kilkin before the music too.
Mhm.
So that's the thing. Like, a lot of people don't know this, but I used to work at Legoland. Like, I used to work
Word,
at Legoland.
okay.
Yep.
That's a
And
surprise.
that's where I met Kilkin. Like before.
He was working at Legoland too.
Yeah.
Word.
I
We'll bring a Lego for the episode.
what's it called? I always had it added. I always had him added on Snapchat.
Uh huh.
But I never met him until one day. It was like my first week at Legoland.
Mhm.
He's like, he looked at me like he knew me, and I was like, what? Like what is this guy looking at? You know?
Mhm.
He's like, bro, are you Tito, bro? Like, cause you know I would promote my music on Snap, and like he would promote his music on Snap.
Oh, nice.
And we like the first day we met was at work. I never
Mhm.
saw him any time before that. It was at work when we met, and then after that we connected, and then I believe that's like I don't know how, but he started getting we it was weird. Like I met him for the first time,
Mhm.
and then next thing you know, we're like, he knows like all the guys. You know, he knows Balance, he knows Beam. Like it was just like a very like odd coincidence, and it like
It's crazy how small this world is.
yeah, literally like it was crazy. I only knew him on Snap, and the next thing you know, like he's at work with me, and the next thing you know, I'm working with him. Next thing you know, like we talk on a daily basis. It's not
Mhm.
always about work. You know, generally checking in on each other, like
Mhm.
how are you doing? You know, like what's going on? You know, it's not always about music. It's not always about working. It's generally just checking up on your people and seeing how they are.
Oh, that's awesome. And how's your friendship too with Balance?
The
How's
friendship
that?
with Balance
How can you
is
describe that, or what, you know?
it is different. That's
Mhm.
like because we've been friends. So how I met Balance,
Mhm.
like okay, so. When I met Balance, it was I would say like 2020. Let me think. Like, if I'm not mistaken, like 21,
Mhm.
22,
Okay.
2022, 2021.
Mhm.
And during that time was when I don't remember how we like really met and connected, but I do remember that Tone. Like I said, we had something happened to where I had a song with Tone,
Mhm.
and I wanted to work with Balance because I saw he made music too, and I invited him to the studio at Innovation in Escondido, and he
Oh,
pulled
nice.
up and we made a song. He originally I had sent him the open verse,
Mhm.
and he sent it back from when he recorded at his house. But it was I had a studio session, I believe,
Mhm.
like the week that he was gonna send the verse. And I was like, dude, why don't you come like pull up and like record it like
Oh, that's
something
pretty
new?
dope.
And he pulled up on me, bro. We made that song. He recorded his verse, and like before it was like we used to make music together,
Mhm.
and then I had a show where I opened up for Bravo the Bag Chaser in San Diego,
Nice.
and I brought out him, I brought out Balance,
Mhm.
and I brought out Tone, and
Hell
I
yeah.
just felt like it was like a good opportunity, bro, because it's like a big artist, like still kind of like, you know, Bravo the Bag Chaser, he's like pretty big in like San Diego, LA, you know, like
Mhm.
because he makes like West Coast rap and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I believe like it was just like a good opportunity to like, I know like my homies like straight up like, you know, if I'm performing, like they're gonna perform with me, you know, like I don't want just like the whole like shine on myself. Like if I have the opportunity to give like, you know, I'm gonna have my homies up on stage perform a song, like, you know,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna do it. Like if I shine, like all my homies shine straight up.
That's a blessing, honestly, because like not a lot of folks like to share the spotlight. Some
Yeah,
just
bro.
love to just keep that center of attention, and there's not many that do like to share that that energy, like to share the limelight and spotlight. And you know, for folks like you and other artists like that are sharing that spotlight, sharing that energy, sharing the positivity and anything,
Yeah.
that's what we need around the world, and that's what, you know, more folks need. And hearing that is it's positivity is what the world needs, man, because there's a little shit going on, and it's easy to get distracted with a lot of dark shit. So
Yeah.
you know, we need the light and shit. So this is you know, this is amazing. So like, you know, now that we talked about your friendship and stuff, like let's talk about a little more about you. You know, like favorite colors. Is there a favorite color or colors that you like?
I would say my favorite color is blue, but I
Okay.
don't have any like. That sounds weird to say. My favorite color is like blue, but I don't
Mhm.
have any like blue shirts. I don't have
Mhm.
none of that. Like, I just like that's like my favorite color. But if I would say like blue and black, that's for sure.
Nice.
Like I wear like a lot of black, a lot of dark colors, a lot of like, you know, gray, white,
neutral
black.
colors.
Yep.
Like that, yeah.
But blue is definitely like one of my favorite colors. Blue and black for sure. Blue and black.
It's a great combination, honestly. And is there any like favorite foods or places that you like to eat, especially because you live out, you know, you said you're from San Marcos, so like
yeah.
San Marcos is known for what do they call it? It's the street food. What they call it something. There was a name to it about Restaurant Road. Is that what it is? Restaurant Road.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where you got all lined up all the restaurants and options
all
out
the
the
whole,
Kahoo.
My favorite food. I like a lot of stuff that my mom makes. I like some good like pasta, to be honest. Like,
oh, nice.
Like
Okay.
I don't know, like, but if I were to say like a fast food or something, In-N-Out, that's definitely like one of my favorites.
What's your usual to get at In-N-Out?
Not gonna lie, like it's always what is it? The number one is like the double. Is that what it is? Number one.
Yeah.
With grilled onions.
Oh shit.
And then animal style fries. And like a pink lemonade. That's my go-to.
Okay.
That's definitely my go-to.
That's what I'm talking about. It might give you the shits, but hey, if you got the iron stomach, dude, more to you. For real. So is there any favorite drinks that you like?
Oh, all right. I barely see it nowadays, but there's just one Arizona flavor. It's the Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
It's a strawberry lemonade half iced tea one. That one is like a black can. That shit is fire.
Check it out.
I barely find it nowadays because it's so hard to find it. But if I were to get like a fair drink, it's probably like the vitamin water. Was like the acai pomegranate or something.
Okay.
That one for sure. Definitely one of those two. But like a go-to, like if I go like gas station or something, definitely like one of the vitamin waters.
Nice. So like you know, especially your surroundings and your area where you grew up and lived, and you know, have you noticed any major changes in the past 5 years, especially around society, just around you in general? What like major changes have you noticed?
I feel like we're getting really mad easy. Like I don't know, people are like sensitive nowadays, bro. Like it's just like I don't know. We've definitely, I guess, like our whole life is just surrounded by social media now. It's like one little thing, something happens, and the first thing you see is like people post about it on social media. They don't even get the chance to like break it down themselves. They're just like, you know, so quick to post on the social media, so quick to care what people have to say about them. That's like, I feel like that shouldn't be that way. You should be like, you shouldn't really care what people have to say about you. People are gonna talk regardless. That's like, that's a known thing. They see you succeed, they're gonna hate. They you know, someone's always gonna have something to say about you, and that's something you shouldn't care about. Like you can like, I guess, build off of it, but definitely don't let it take you down to the ground, because that's where people are gonna be like, oh, like he can't take an opinion. He knows like, and that's bad, bro. Everyone's getting soft. People are getting like, they're just getting too stuck in their head.
For real. Real quick to act on thing without thinking and not even thinking about the consequences anymore.
Yeah, bro, exactly.
And it's like, man, being so young and then you're locked up for something you could have just really honestly talked about it. And now homeboy over there is on a t-shirt or 6 feet below, like, for what? And it's crazy because a lot of folks don't understand how delicate the human body is. You might think that you really got to punch hard. Sometimes it's just the right punch at the right place, right time that just might actually kill somebody. And then people are fragile too, and folks forget about that. But it's like, you don't need to go and resort to violence right away or fighting and duking it out. No, like, talk it out. If it doesn't result, I'm not here advocating for violence, y'all, but if you got to have a friendly fade, you got to do what you got to do to resolve it, then do that afterwards. Try talking that shit out first. That's what I recommend, because it's easy to pull a Glock and then shoot somebody. Like, what the fuck? There's no fade right there. It's just fade him into the distance. That's American magic, my guys. That's what I call American magic right there. Abracadabra. Once you see him, once they're there, they're gone now, forever.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, like that has like, people are really quick to react over little things. Like, it's crazy, man. That's why I stick to myself, bro. Like, I'm not going out looking for problems. I'm not, you know, just stay at home, do what I do, like, you know.
No, that's good.
Make
You know,
music,
stay out of trouble, honestly. 'cause
make
it's really easy to
music,
get in
stick
trouble.
with the same people I stick with, and
Mhm.
do the same thing, man. I don't like being in problems. I don't like, you know, I don't like to involve a bunch of stuff I don't need to involve myself with.
No, and that's good because it's like it's really easy to get in trouble. It's hard to stay out of trouble
Yep,
because
really
trouble
is.
comes at you in
Cause you
every single
don't.
direction.
It's crazy. Like people don't admit it, but you know how many times, like, you know, it's crazy. Like I could go out and straight up ask someone, "Yo, like, let me hit the blunt." Like, bro, they're gonna let me hit it. Like straight up. Like it's crazy. Like it's insane how like you can go out. If you want something, you're gonna find it, bro. Like
For real, easy.
literally, it's easy
One way or
to
another.
it's easy to get alcohol. It's easy to get drugs. It's
Mhm.
really easy, bro. But it's just like it's your decision if you want to put all that stuff into your body and like numb all this. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's not. I generally don't think it's worth it. That's why I've never like I don't do that. It's just because I don't know.
It keeps you, and honestly, even doing that keeps you level-headed. That keeps you
Yeah.
super, focused.
And that's the
stuff.
thing. Yeah, I want to stay focused. I don't want to get sidetracked.
Mhm.
You know, I have priorities, man. I have goals. I can't slack off. Like that's the thing. I can't. You know, like it comes down like to literally just responsibilities. You know, if I know I have work
Mhm.
in the morning, you know, if I stay out late, I can't call out like straight up. Like I got myself into where I got myself in,
Yeah.
and I have to be a man and accept the responsibility.
Not a lot of folks can actually do that. Not a lot of folks can actually accept
Yep.
that responsibility and become an adult. Not even woman up or man up. It's just adulting. And
Yep.
that's either you'll just
And
call out.
and that's the thing. I feel like I adulted very quick.
Mhm.
Like I said, I surrounded myself with older people
Mhm.
at such a young age. There was always people around me that were like, 4, 5, 6 years older than me, and it's like, I'm still people my age aren't hanging around with like 20-year-olds.
Yeah.
I surrounded myself with people who made music, and that's obviously they're not gonna be my age because people thought it wasn't cool to make music at my age.
I feel that too. I mean, I've done that personally myself as well. Like most of my friends are a lot older. Honestly,
Yep.
I
And that's the thing I like. I like having older friends because it's like they teach me like how to handle stuff. They teach me how to like become a better person. I'm still learning to this day, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna stop learning because it's like if I ever need help, if I ever need advice from people, I know who to call. I know who's gonna always be there for me. And it's like I don't know. Sometimes the same people my age, they might not be able to relate to it because they're not focused on like the same goals. They might not have the same things going on. They might not be able to give good advice because they haven't gone through it. It's like little things like that. I always like to surround myself with older people just because they have a better mindset. They've been through more. They know how to take things right. They know how to give better advice. Literally
Yeah.
just everything, bro.
and like you say, you like just surround yourself with positive people and good
Mhm.
energy and shit.
Yep.
Like that's what Balance said on the last episode. He talked about the I think it was like the law of attraction and energy and stuff, and
Yep.
surround yourself with positive vibes and good people and stuff like that. Like because the moment you start bringing the dark people, the bad and shit, it'll ruin you real fast. It's really easy to have a person that's just having a bad day try to rub it off on you, but it's up to you to be stronger than that
Yep.
and be see past that. So like now that we're getting close to ending the episode, which I'm still very thankful for you being on
I
there.
appreciate you for having me on here. This is dope. Finally sharing my story because a lot of people only see me for Lil Tito and what they see on social media, but they don't know the real me. They don't know how I am. So
And that's
I
a
appreciate
blessing.
you.
No, honestly, thank you. And so like a couple other questions before we get there to the end of it. Like, is there any shows that you watch or any movies that that you recently like or that's your favorite?
The thing with me is I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I have a short attention span.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie. Like
yeah.
I don't know. It's like sometimes I watch some TV shows, but if I don't like it the first episode,
Mhm.
I'm out of there. Like
Okay, that's
I can't. I feel like if a good show, it'll hop right in.
Okay, I see.
If it takes longer than like 2 episodes for it to get to like a good
You're like,
part,
I'm
to where
done.
like yeah,
Okay.
I'm done with that.
No, that's cool because some people literally will stick out a whole ass season and it's like, you just wasted a whole fucking season watching that.
Yeah, and I don't know. Yeah, I like shows like The Simpsons, Family Guy, like fucking,
Oh, those are classics.
like literally just shows like that. Like we're just like it's always different every episode.
Mhm.
It's always different. There's always something new happening. It's always different. So it's like a new story. I like stuff like that.
Hell yeah. So like, is there any artists in the future or any folks that you want to collaborate that you hope to collaborate with in the near future?
Collaborate. Yeah.
Even if it's like even if it's a Hail Mary one, it could be a big time artist, it could be a local, it could be anybody.
Obviously, like yeah, people. I want to work with like Travis Scott on that, but I want to be like, that's the I want something different. I like. Let me just see like who I like listen to on a day day basis, cause it's like maybe like Metro Boomin, bro, like
That'd
a
be
beat,
dope.
like a beat from Metro Boomin or
Okay.
something, or maybe
I like
even
that.
like a. I don't know. It's like with me, if you guys notice, I only work with the same people. Like I only work with Balance. I only work with Kelkin. I only work with Beam. It's the same circle I surround myself with, unless I obviously want to expand who I work with and like but I have such a tight connection with my brothers, like Balance, JSK, everyone. To where it's like I feel like I don't need more features from anyone else.
No,
or,
that's
like, want to work
awesome.
with other people because I'm already so tight with my homies that I feel like it'd be cool like getting different features from different people just so I can But I haven't. There's not like really like a other than like Metro Boomin. Definitely not like a. I guess like a dream collab just because I like working with my brothers. We always make some new shit.
I like hearing that, man. That family here, that brotherhood. That's the most important thing, and a lot of folks don't understand that. It don't even have to be blood related, but it can be, just a friendship, and that can be your real, that can be your brother right there. It's and having that brotherhood being, about you guys all together trying to grow together. It's nice because in the future, you guys are gonna see 5-10 years from now when you're already all rock stars and shit, like. You're like, oh shit, I remember this, and you can just laugh about it.
Yeah.
Chuck will be like, oh, remember this podcast episode, or remember you were on it, or so and so, and you guys could all look back, and it's like, oh shit, it's a lot will change in the next couple of years. But I believe that you guys are gonna do well, and keep succeeding, keep your head up, and no matter what people say, just keep doing you. That's what matters at the end of the day. Keep doing you, because whatever helps you sleep at night, that's on you.
Yep.
So like I'm very, very thankful again, like I said, to have you on. And so like there is a question. So is there a message for yourself or like the younger version, or like if you were to see yourself in front of you right now, what would you tell the younger version of you?
Just keep pushing, like straight up, like I guess like everything will happen. Things will always happen if you have the drive for it. If you don't, if you're like, oh, I want to get this, but you don't put the work in to get into it, you're not gonna get it. Respectfully, like you have to be motivated to get it. You have to want to get it. You can't just sit on your ass every day. And that's what I did. Like if I wanted to get somewhere, I'm gonna get my ass up and like work to what I want to be, work to what I want to do.
Yes, sir.
Work to what I want to have, because I never had handouts, bro. Like everything I have now, I worked for it, and it's like that's different. Like if you notice nowadays, a lot of people get stuff handed out to them.
And it makes you appreciate a lot of things more in life.
It makes me appreciate everything, because it's like I know what it took for me to get what I have. I know what it wasn't hard. It wasn't easy. Like I didn't have it handed out to me. I didn't have rich parents. I didn't come from a wealthy family. Like. I get stuff because I worked for it, and it took time to get where I am. Maybe it was like, damn, like, I might not get it, but it's like, it took me so long, and I built up to it to the point where I got it. And I'm like, I look at it back and I'm like, damn, bro, like I really, got it. Like dead ass. Like I worked so long for it, and it finally happened. But it's because I stayed dedicated. I stayed down, and I worked for what I wanted to get. I never got anything handed out to me, and that's a fact.
That's super. That's motivating. That should be motivating for y'all, for the audience. If you guys are hearing this, like, yeah, you gotta make it happen. You gotta work for it. You gotta
just always believe in yourself, man.
That's true. You gotta be your number one supporter, because if you're not, like, it doesn't matter about other people. It does and it doesn't. But at the end of the day, yeah, you got to be your number one fucking supporter to get yourself through that day.
Yep.
So, you know, as we start getting close now, my one final question to ask you is, what message do you have for the world? What message do you have for the audience of Around the Loop that you want to share?
One message: do what you like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do what people want you to do. You know,
Mm-hmm.
do what you love to do and stay with it. People are always gonna have an opinion, and whatever you do, whether you do it good, whether you do it bad, you're always building up as a person. You're always getting better at everything. So do what you love to do, and just keep pushing.
I appreciate that. Thank you for sharing that message to the world, honestly. And like I said, thank you so much again for this episode. And I'm looking forward for everybody checking out this episode and, you know, seeing the connections that, you know, all these upcoming episodes, every single episode that's going to be coming out, y'all,
Yep.
you're going to see a connection that, you know, these folks are friends with each other. These folks know each other one way or another. It's one door that opens many more. So I'm very humble and I'm very thankful again for Balance for opening all these doors. And I'm thankful for my brother, honestly, for HoodWon also for opening these doors for me. And like I said, you know, thank you guys so much for taking your time to listen on this episode of Around the Loop.
Appreciate you, man, for having me on here. This is an amazing opportunity, and I appreciate it so much.
Thank you,
What's
thank
your
you.
favorite things? Would you fall in love? Been through too much pain. I can't hold it back anymore, more. Tell me what you want. Is it more? Call me when you like. Pick you up at home. We can talk all night. You is not alone. You need someone who's gonna always put you first. Not someone who's gonna run